So, what's up? I'm going to be doing this again. Why not? It is Friday, February 21st. Just got done with another 12-hour shift on this Friday. I know I'm wearing the same shirt, but I swear it's the next day. Laundry day is on Sunday. So it's coming up. And all I do is work anyways, so what does it matter what I wear? I wanted to talk a little bit more about just something else on my mind, and then obviously what happened today is Trump confirmed the rumors that we were hoping weren't true. It was some sort of conference, press briefing, who knows. He was talking to reporters, and some reporter brought up the fact, hey, there is this report from the Washington Post, and Wall Street Journal reported on it, that you're looking to dissolve the Board of Governors and basically take in the United States Postal Service into the Commerce Department. And Trump replied and said, yes, that is what we're planning. And he was very misleading in his statements about the Postal Service. And so that's what got me to want to get on here, because a lot of people seem to have this misconception. I was talking to a receptionist today on my route, and she says, with everything going on, she's like, I had no idea it wasn't, the United States Postal Service was not taxpayer funded. And a lot of people don't seem to understand that. So I wanted to just touch on something so that people can have a little bit better understanding of the Postal Service and its operations, and what, Trump is saying, and why it's misleading to voters and to taxpayers and to American citizens. The United States Postal Service was created in 1970. So before that, it was called the POD, or the Post Office Department. It was a cabinet level position within the United States federal government that was taxpayer funded. There was a wildcat strike because as federal employees, we do not have the right to strike. We cannot perform legal work stoppage because we are federal employees. They did it anyways, and it shut down the American economy for like a week. And so Nixon and Congress at that time created the Postal Reorganization Act of 1970 and created the modern day United States Postal Service. To understand what exactly the Postal Service is, the best way that I've heard it described is a wholly owned government corporation. It is not a government agency in the way that you think it is. It is not taxpayer funded, cabinet level position run by the president and using taxpayer funds to pay for its operations. The United States Postal Service is a corporation that has one owner, the United States federal government, and one customer, the American people. That is it. That is what the United States Postal Service is. It has a dual mandate, the United States Postal Service. In its dual mandate is two things. Well, dual, I guess, right? The first is that it must provide universal service. What does universal service mean? It means for the same price of whatever product it is, it should be able to go to any of the registered addresses in America. Right now, it's like 167 million registered addresses. The Postal Service, for one stamp, will send a letter down the street to your water company, wherever you are, or to your uncle in Hawaii for the holiday cards. For the same price, that letter will get there. That's what universal service is. The other side of the mandate, the United States Postal Service has to be or needs to be financially sustainable. Now, what does that mean? It does not need to generate a profit, or in this case, they call it a surplus because it's a nonprofit government corporation, basically. It's designed so that if it does have a surplus, it funnels that money into the U.S. Treasury. That's what it's supposed to do. The post office has been losing billions of dollars. Why? It has to provide universal service when its main product offering, mail, has plummeted in volume for some time now. DeJoy, before he stepped down and he was testifying in front of Congress, and he kind of said the quiet part out loud. He says, we no longer have a monopoly, we have an obligation. The Postal Service does not have a monopoly on this in-demand mail product anymore as mail volume begins to slip and we deliver packages in a competitive e-commerce delivery space. We have an obligation to make sure mail is still being delivered, even though it is losing the Postal Service money. Now, Trump is misleading, he's slamming the Postal Service and trying to convince Americans that, oh, it's such a drain on the coffers of Congress and that it loses so much money. We pay for everything ourselves. All operating expenses are covered by postage. Why do you think you pay for stamps? Because that money that you pay for stamps, or you paid for priority or express delivery service, it all goes into our fund that we use to pay out salaries, benefits, overhead, fuel, etc. So when he's saying that, it makes it sound like the taxpayers are the ones that have to consistently bail out the post office. The post office has a line of credit with the U.S. Treasury and also has assets on its books. So I just want anyone watching this, if you happen to stumble across this, and to understand that Donald Trump and his administration, what they're trying to do, and they're trying to play it off like this is going to be some, way to fix the Postal Service and make it better. It's a farce, and it's not how it's going to work. So, I love my job. It's a hard job. It is not easy. We are on the street for longer. Our office time is reduced as mail goes down. We're not in the office casing up and organizing as much mail as we used to. We're out on the street for longer periods of time. That's more walking, that's more driving, that's more going into apartments, walking upstairs, is all of that. And I love my job, and I love the benefits, and I love the community that I service. But going forward with what Trump wants to do, it's just not going to end well. So, all right, bye.